post on my face. No, 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 not today, no. Really, I'm doing my thing, huh? Tryna pull up in that range, bitch. Been the same since day one. No, a nigga didn't change shit.
So this is City Boy Don, and can you again introduce?
Oh yeah, I'm Dave Marino, guys. Hi. Let me put my phone away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody. Hi, my name is Dave Marino. Hi. Hello.
City Boy Don, what's going on?
Where did you guys come from before you even started doing music?
So I am a military brat, so I kind of don't really have a place called residency. So I'm kind of just like a person bouncing around from place to place. I have been in Omaha for 10 years, but we literally, started hanging out because we worked together at the same job that shall remain nameless at this point in time.
Job doesn't exist. We met each other, playing basketball or something. I was born in Chicago, but I moved here to Omaha when I was younger. I was raised in Omaha, Nebraska. And so that is where I've been at for, predominantly all my life. I mean, I went to college in New York, but a lot of my time has been, here within the city. So, yeah.
What pushed you to move into the music industry?
I've always had a connection and kind of like a love for, art, whether it's music, whether it's film, whether it's comedy, whether it's whatever. And I kind of had an idea at a pretty young age what it is exactly that I want to do. There's never like this, the skies opened up in the heavens and stuff like that. It was never like one of those moments. It's just kind of like I was just doing it. And the more I did it, I started looking at other ways to be better at it. It's kind of like some things don't need explanations. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, you gradually are good at something and it's just like, you kind of just fall into it gracefully.
Thank you, sir. I think music is a very important thing for all of us. There was some kind of inkling that I had that I wanted to do music ever since I was younger. I just didn't really know how to, bring that out. There's been things here and there, like little milestones that have kind of showed me that music is a bigger part of me than I think. I mean, hell, for God's sakes, my phone case is Born Sinner, for God's sake. So music is one of those things where it's just I eat, sleep, and breathe music, and meeting him here has definitely helped push me in that particular direction.
What gave you the idea to name yourself, City Boy Don? And I'm sorry, yours is a...
Oh, no, it's all good. Dave Marino.
Dave Marino, that's what it was. I was trying to remember how to pronounce it.
Yeah, no, you're good. What's inspired the name Dave Marino? Dan Marino, the football player. That's it. That's literally it. That's literally it.
Hey, it's an explanation.
It was kind of like that, and then I just kind of play on words. I looked at Dan Marino, Childish Gambino, and then I just mushed it together and just came up with Dave Marino. You know what I'm saying? And that was literally about it, because I think the word Marino is really cool.
I think it was cool. It's pretty neat. It's pretty
neat. Thank you, man. Yeah, I feel so loved. Oh, man, I'm popping in the Spanish community, baby, man. Shout out to me. Oh, real talk, man. I posted, there are a couple songs I've posted, and simply off of the name Dave Marino, a lot of folks in, the Hispanic community have, listened to my stuff. So, book me in Puerto Rico. Let's get it. Woo. Hey, come on, man. Let's get it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on, man.
Let's go. Okay. Here, yes, sir. Okay. So City Boy Don, I wouldn't say it's dumb. I think it was kind of one of those things that kind of just happened. When I first started trying to do music in 2018, I didn't really have a name at least thought out, respectfully yet, just because I was still trying to get out the jitters of, writing and then opening up what I wrote to somebody else. And so when we did music, I had the same thought. I had the same jitters, the same anxiety that kind of hit, just because, it's very personal. Art is personal. Whether you're doing poetry, whether you're doing films, whether you're doing music, you're opening yourself up to criticism. You're opening yourself up to anything. Him and the other individual that we do music with, they were very hospitable in letting me know that like this is not a place for criticism. We're just letting you know that, you know, this is what we're trying to do and we're trying to get better from there. Honestly speaking, and this is, it may come off as blasphemous. My original name used to be Young Black Jesus, and people who know me that long know that it used to be Young Black Jesus. Very blasphemous, I understand, and it's very conceited. Maybe it's part of the Gemini that's in me or whatever. Shout out to all the girls that follow astrology. When they asked me after the first song that I did with them, what was my name, I could not summon up the courage to call myself Young Black Jesus. And I think that's partly because I've kind of grew out of that. I think I've gone through a lot of growth and maturity to not call myself that anymore. As braggadocious as we can get in the vibe is just a little bit of a taste of like how braggadocious we can get as a group and even individually. I was like, I need something that's a little bit more down to earth. And so him and I were talking after we did my first track, and he was like, we need to come up with like something really chill. And I was like, yeah, you know, like, what do you got in mind? And the first thing he said was City Boy Don. And I was just like, you know what? We up. City Boys, we up. So that is where that originated from. So those who are watching this, do not call me Young Black Jesus anymore. Please do not. And people who actually know me, you do not have to call me City Boy Don, because some of y'all be cringe with that.
Are there any artists, big artists, you know, Kanye West, J. Cole, any of those kind of guys that have inspired you to write?
You named at least two of them. Yeah. Definitely Cole. I would say definitely he's, the way that he is and what he speaks about is definitely something that I implement sometimes to a fault too much, because it's one of those things where, and we've had conversations about it, you know, every track that you do doesn't have to be, in his words, spiritual, miracle, lyrical. But I do find myself doing that a lot just because I do resonate with his music a lot. Same thing with Kendrick Lamar. They are very well-spoken in what they talk about. And so while I am still fresh and new in what it is that I'm trying to convey, eventually I want to get to that point where that is a little bit more free-flowing, at least in my aspect. Yes, I want to do it very similar to them, but I also know what makes me me, and I want to be different in that own regard, in my own way. Also, I think besides Kanye, Cole, and Kendrick, I think we've had a conversation about it too. Kodak Black is also probably a pretty good inspiration too, with how his flow is and everything. So, yeah, just a couple people off the top of the head.
Yeah.
As far as like artists that like have inspired me, I get influenced by like a lot of things. So there are artists that influence me, and then there's just like things that are just like in everyday life that influence me. If we're talking about artists, and I definitely would say Kanye West. I know a lot of people kind of like don't want to say that, but it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's a very instrumental part of like, you know, how I view artistry. He does as he pleases. You know, I think an artist like Kendrick, you know, Gambino, Mac Miller, DMX. I try to look at different artists who have different styles. I can go on like, you know, a full spiel of like people that like, you know, I've seen and like listened to, and I'm just like, man, that's really cool. And I also want to say that like, as far as like, I definitely would say Drake is definitely one of those people. And I know a lot of people like to roll their eyes at Drake, but I think that people don't really understand like the impact that Drake has. That's my answer. That was a little rant, but whatever.
Yeah, I totally 100% agree with both of you guys. Just, for example, J. Cole, he's definitely more on the lyrical side. The storytelling in all these songs, For Your Eyes Only,
yes,
is like the greatest storytelling, I think, in a song ever.
Yes.
2014 Forest Hills Drive. Each album from him is just, it's different. I think Born Sinner's really underrated. Not a whole lot of people talk about that album.
If Forest Hills Drive did not come out, Born Center would have been his best.
Where did you guys start with getting the vibe? What brought the idea to write this song?
So we don't record in Omaha. We record out of town, we talked about how we need to do a song together. He is really talented as far as being very melodic and can sing. I cannot sing, nor have I attempted. When we got up to where we got to, we talked about how we need to do a song together because at that point, I had only done one song, and we were working on another song that we did. It's called Watch Out. It's a really good song. And so after that, we were like, all right, we need something that's going to be just as catchy as the song that we had did the day before. TJ, he helped out. You know, he is really good at making beats. He does not take long making him beats, especially something that is going to be catered to what we can do. And so, you know, we sat there after he had made the beat, and we just all put our heads together and just started coming up with certain things. Getting the vibe is just like, it's like, you know, say someone next to you is kind of just like, you know, they're not really feeling it because of like a relationship issue or something like that. It's just like, hey man, you know, part of the lyrics is like get in the vibe and get out your feelings. It's a very beautiful song, you know, and it brings me great joy every time we hear it and every time we perform it. It's a really good song, but it's not the only good song that we have.
I think that sometimes artists get lost in this idea that they have to be lyrical and everything, you know what I'm saying? And they have to say something deep on every single song, and that's not necessarily the case. Because like if you're talking about prison reform on a record that's like getting the vibe, folks gonna be like,
What are you doing?
Okay. Everything revolves around tone. And everything requires different type of levels of energy. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, if, you know, you're watching like the Thor movie and they're cracking jokes like throughout the whole thing about something as serious as cancer, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it doesn't match tone.
Yeah, I've showed numerous amount of people, and
Sure.
they have all loved it.
Yeah.
My best friend says like, this is a great song. Like for a first song, this is really nice. It sounds very professional. It has a really nice flow.
It's all about the music, man. It really is all about the music, and it really is all about the art.
How many days, weeks, weekends did it take you guys to create this song?
A day.
Really? A day?
Yeah,
Yep.
literally just a day.
Sometimes songs come together pretty easy, and other songs sometimes, you know, require like a lot of work, and you know, you pick at the song and you work on it, you know what I'm saying, and try to figure out like, you know, the best way to kind of get it together. But this one, it didn't really take much to get it going, you know what I'm saying. It's a pretty straightforward, pretty easy song, you know what I'm saying, to kind of figure out and, you know, catch an idea of what exactly you want to do. So it wasn't that long. So yeah. Yep. I don't know. So
Do you guys have any advice to give for any future wannabe artists out there?
Do it. Literally just do it. I will say, do not be afraid to speak up when it comes to certain things that you want, because a closed mouth doesn't get fed. That's what my mom and dad taught me. And one of those things too is I will forever be grateful of the opportunity that I have thus far, especially when it comes to my boy Day here, and even in getting the vibe. You know, he sat there and he said that God gave you a gift, and it's your obligation to use it. Don't settle. Don't sit there and be like, I would do it if I could do this. I would do it if this. That's just excuses. That's excuses. So just do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, and do not be discouraged by someone telling you that it's trash, because not every song is going to be a hit.
what do I have to say to anyone who wants to do this? Be very patient with yourself. You are on a journey, and I think that sometimes people get so wrapped up on the destination that they don't realize the journey that they are on. A lot of times we will look at the big shots and we'll look at, people who are on top, who are on the radio, who are on television and the movies, and we'll compare ourselves to them. And I don't think that's fair, and I don't think that's healthy. Because the thing is that people will look at you and they'll be like, okay, you're an editor, you're cinematographer for whatever, and they're just like, they'll look at you and they'll be like, oh, well, you've been doing this for 2 years, and you're not editing for Amazon Prime, or you're not editing for the brand new, Mandalorian. So I don't know, man. I don't know if this is really, cut out for you. You know what I'm saying?
You choose a real job.
You need to choose a real job. You need a backup plan. If I were to go up to a surgeon and be like, yeah, man, you know what? You've been in law school for 2 years now, and you're not able to remove this part of their body without sending them into cardiac arrest. I think you need to, you need a new job. You need something to back, like a plan B. Does that make any sense whatsoever? It doesn't make any sense. But yet, for some reason, we want to put pressure.
Put a plan B on artists.
We want to put a plan B on artists. We want to give people anxiety, and we want to give people a fear and almost bully them into quitting. You have to be really, really good to talk your children, friends, your whoever out of believing them in themselves. You have to be a certain type of good. And when I'm saying good, it's not a compliment. You know what I'm saying? It's like no. That's ridiculous. You have to be patient with yourself, because a lot of times you'll look around other people and you'll see other people succeeding, and you'll see other people doing this, and you'll see other people doing that, and you'll begin to look at them and be like, oh man, well, this person did this and this person did that. Where's is it my turn? You know what I'm saying? When is it going to be my turn? You have to always believe in yourself, and that's cliche. Another form of advice is be intentional about your desire. Success looks different for other people. So when you start finding out what it is you desire, not what media, or not what Twitter, not what whoever the heck says, you know what I'm saying? It's just like what you desire.
As far as that wraps about most of the interview.
Yeah.
Again, I would like to say thank you again, both of you, for coming in.
Thank you, man.
And I will do my thing to spread the word and help you guys out.
Yeah, spread that word, man. Got anything else you got to say, man?
It's all for me.
Shit. City Boy Don, man.
My name is Dave Marino. Goodbye.
All right, guys. Thank you again.
Not a problem, man.
Of course. Well,
Don't give me that white ass handshake.
All right, we'll get the.
Thank you. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff.
Yeah, of
That was
course,
great,
guys.
dude.